The capture and the plan. In the cold, sterile halls of the alien ship, the human female struggled against her restraints, her blood-curdling shrieks echoing down the corridors. Her savage fury was a spectacle to the alien scientist in Lu, who watched with cruel delight. He imagined the human strapped to his dissection table, her secrets ready to be extracted. Little did the aliens know that capturing this human would be the greatest mistake the galaxy had ever seen. There were horrors beyond imagination awaiting those who dared to kill a human. Stealth mission. Night stretched its fingers across the sky as the stealth shuttle slid silently toward the hulking Aryan mothership. Captain James Holt gripped his rifle, eyes fixed on the silhouette looming ahead. His team, humanity's finest, sat quietly, the weight of their mission heavy in the air. They were armed and ready to rescue one of their own. The shuttle, a phantom in the dark, crept beneath the mothership's belly and opened its hatch. Holt's team moved with precision, shadows in the dim halls. They split up, senses alert, ready to erupt. Holt's boots barely whispered as he scanned for the captive. The alarm. Then the alarm screamed, shattering the silence. They were discovered. Chaos erupted in flashes of energy weapons and gunfire. The strike team reacted with urgency amid the suddenly illuminated corridors. The Arans swarmed, their scales glinting, weapons sparking. Holt's pulse rifle roared defiance, answering the alien alarm. His team engaged the reptilians fiercely, evading searing blasts. Precise shots dropped hulking alien bodies to the floor with heavy thuds. Green blood sprayed as the desperate, nimble humans pushed through with skill and tenacity. The battle. Holt dove behind a bulkhead as deadly enemy fire scorched the air where he'd stood. Flank left, suppressing fire. He bellowed into the void. In sync, his team moved as one, a whirlwind unleashed inside metal walls. The tempest raged on, with Holt knowing their advantage faded with each passing second. The thick stench of gunsmoke and charred flesh filled the air. Wounded screams testified to the brutality. Each life lost, human or Aran, was a potential extinguished, a universe gone dark. But grief must wait. The mission drove them on. Rescue mission. The clean scent of the lab reeked of fear and dread as the woman's eyes fluttered open. Harsh lights blinded her as she fought off the fog of sedation, heart pounding. She gasped for breath. The cold gleam of steel instruments glinted with menace all around her. Lu's alien eyes shone with twisted curiosity as he readied his tools, oblivious to the impending chaos. His hulking assistant, Kid, loomed over the woman, brandishing syringes like fangs. The woman strained against her bonds, chest heaving, primal panic rising within. The instruments edged closer, Lu's tentacles unfurling with lurid anticipation. "No," she whispered in defiance, steeling herself. Suddenly, the klaxons blared as red lights bathed the lab in alarm. Confusion crossed the aliens' reptilian faces. Providence smiled upon the captive with an ear-splitting crash as the lab door flew off its hinges. James Holt charged in, weapon blazing. Kid collapsed lifeless as Holt's laser fire found its mark. Seeking safety, Lu dove behind a console as Holt moved with liquid grace. The escape, with a thunderous stomp, the woman's bonds snapped open. Rising unsteadily, her will to survive conquered any lingering weakness. Holt's strong hand grasped hers, his eyes conveying his unspoken vow. "You came for me," she cried, hope kindling within. "Let's get the hell out of here," Holt replied, holding her hand tightly. Together, they turned to face the gauntlet of their escape. The corridors rang with frantic battle as Holt led the charge. Energy blasts narrowly missed them as they danced their survival waltz. Desperate guards swarmed the invaders, but Holt dispatched each threat with ruthless accuracy, never wavering. Though unarmed, the woman dodged and weaved persistently, fueled by ingenuity. Finally reaching the shuttle bay, Holt's wary team secured the area, backs to the wall, faces steeled with determination. As the shuttle ramp hissed open, the band of humans ready for the final push to freedom. Side by side, Holt and the woman he rescued took their places among their comrades. The engines roared to life, a hopeful roar amidst the symphony of war. A hush filled the shuttle bay, weighed down by the tension strangling the strike team. Red lights strobed erratically, illuminating their grim faces. Advancing slowly, weapons ready, they eyed the shadows dancing around them. Death could be waiting in anyone, unleashing the storm. Into the maelstrom. The shuttle's engines roared, echoing the fierce determination within the hearts of its crew. The sleek vessel lifted off, its thrusters flaring against the dark backdrop of the alien mothership. Captain James Holt stood by the ramp, rifle in hand, as the rescued woman steadied herself beside him. Every second felt like an eternity as the shuttle ascended, edging towards the mouth of the bay. Suddenly, a barrage of enemy fire pierced the relative calm. Energy bolts ricocheted off the shuttle's hull, casting sparks into the air. Holt's team returned fire, a synchronized orchestra of defense against the onslaught. The air crackled with tension and raw power, the silence shattered by the din of combat. "Keep moving," Holt shouted, his voice barely audible over the chaos. The woman beside him, though exhausted, found a renewed strength. She grabbed a fallen alien weapon, her grip steady. This was no time for passivity. Survival demanded action. The defiant strike. The shuttle veered sharply, avoiding a direct hit from an enemy missile. Evasive maneuvers barked the pilot. The vessel danced in the void, twisting and turning with a grace that belied its size. The team inside braced themselves, their focus unwavering. Holt's eyes flicked to the control panel, the countdown timer ticking away the precious seconds until their jump to light speed. "Hold the line," he ordered, rallying his team. The defiance in his voice was mirrored in their resolve. Outside, the mothership's cannons turned, tracking the elusive shuttle. With a feral snarl, Holt aimed his rifle at the nearest cannon and fired a concentrated energy bolt. The explosion lit up the bay, a brilliant flower of destruction blooming in the vacuum of space. The cannon disintegrated, its pieces scattering like confetti. Breaking free, 5 seconds to jump, the pilot called out. The shuttle's engines screamed as they prepared for the leap to safety. But the enemy was relentless. More Aryan soldiers poured into the bay, their weapons blazing. "Hold tight," Holt shouted, taking a defensive stance at the shuttle's entrance. His team formed a protective barrier, their backs to the shuttle, facing the incoming wave of foes. Each shot they fired was precise, every movement calculated. The woman, now an active participant in the battle, fired her weapon with surprising accuracy. Her eyes, once filled with fear, now gleamed with fierce determination. "We're not going back," she muttered, her voice a steely promise. The final seconds ticked away. The shuttle's engines flared to full power, and with a shudder, it leaped into the unknown, leaving the mothership and its defenders behind. The stars stretched into lines of light, the vast expanse of space becoming a blur as they jumped to light speed. A moment of calm. Inside the shuttle, a collective sigh of relief washed over the team. The immediate danger was behind them, but the battle had taken its toll. Holt turned to the woman, offering a small, tired smile. "You did good," he said, his voice softer now, the adrenaline ebbing away. She nodded, her body finally relaxing. "Thank you," she replied, gratitude and exhaustion mingling in her tone. I didn't know if anyone would come." Holt's expression hardened slightly. "We never leave our own behind," he said firmly. "Never." The team settled into their seats, the hum of the engines a comforting backdrop. For a moment, they allowed themselves to breathe, to feel the weight of what they had achieved. The shuttle hurtled through space, its destination a distant safe haven where they could regroup and plan their next move. The debrief. Back on Earth, the rescue mission's success sent ripples through the highest echelons of command. In a hidden underground bunker, a council of human leaders gathered around a holographic display. Their faces were a mix of relief and grim determination. "Captain Holt's team has succeeded," a voice announced, echoing through the chamber. "The captive is safe, and we have dealt a significant blow to the Aryans." The council members exchanged looks, the gravity of their situation clear. The Aryans were a formidable foe, but humanity had proven its resilience and capability. Plans were quickly made, strategies formed to capitalize on this victory. The war to come. In the dark reaches of space, the Aryan mothership nursed its wounds. Alien commanders seethed with rage, their defeat a bitter pill to swallow. Plans were made for retaliation, for a strike that would show the humans their true place in the galaxy. But humanity was ready. The rescue of one woman had shown them that they could stand against the might of the Aryan Empire. It had ignited a fire within them, a burning desire to protect their home and their people. Captain James Holt and his team prepared for the battles to come, their spirits unbroken. They knew the war was far from over, but they were ready. With every heartbeat, with every breath, they pledged to defend their world, to push back against the darkness threatening to engulf them. And so, the stage was set for a conflict that would shake the very foundations of the galaxy. The humans, underestimated and overlooked, had shown their true strength. The Aryans had learned a valuable lesson: never underestimate the resolve of those fighting for their home. The galaxy watched, holding its breath, as the war for survival began. The unseen threat. The Council's deliberation. In the subterranean depths of Earth's command center, the Council convened once more. The air was thick with anticipation and the faint hum of advanced technology. Holographic projections flickered, displaying real-time data and strategic maps. General Anderson, a stern figure with a weathered face, addressed the room. "The Aryans won't take this defeat lightly," he began. "We must anticipate their next move and be ready to counter it." Beside him, Dr. Evelyn Carter, a leading scientist in xenobiology, nodded. "Their biological advantage is significant. We need to understand their physiology better to develop effective countermeasures." The scientist's revelation. As the council discussed strategies, Dr. Carter's mind raced. The rescued woman, identified as Lieutenant Sarah Mitchell, held crucial information. Carter knew she had to speak with her directly. She left the council room, her footsteps echoing in the metallic corridors. In the medical bay, Sarah was recovering, her strength slowly returning. Carter approached her bedside, a gentle smile on her face. "Lieutenant Mitchell, I'm Dr. Carter. We need to talk about what happened to you." Sarah's eyes met hers, a flicker of determination still burning. "They were studying us," she said. "Their leader, Nlu, mentioned something about unlocking human potential. They think we have hidden abilities." Carter's eyes widened. Hidden abilities. This could change everything. We need to know more. The hidden laboratory. Back on the Aryan mothership, Nlu seethed with anger. His prized experiment had been taken from him. He paced his laboratory, his tentacles twitching with frustration. "We underestimated them," he hissed. "But this isn't over." He turned to his assistant, Kid, now resurrected through advanced alien technology. "Prepare the next phase. We need to capture more humans. Their genetic secrets are the key to our dominance." Kid nodded, his movements precise and mechanical. The laboratory buzzed with activity as they prepared for their next move, unaware that their actions were being closely monitored. The spy in the shadows of the Aryan mothership, a figure moved silently. Lieutenant Alex Reynolds, a covert operative, had infiltrated the ship months ago. His mission: gather intelligence and disrupt the enemy from within. He had heard every word of Nlu's plan. Reynolds knew he had to get this information back to Earth. He activated a small device on his wrist, transmitting a coded message. "Enemy plans to capture more humans. Genetic research. Must prepare countermeasures." Earth's response. The message reached Earth's command center, causing a stir among the council. General Anderson read the transmission aloud, his voice grim. "They're coming for more of our people. We need to be ready." Dr. Carter stepped forward, her resolve clear. We can turn this to our advantage. If we understand what they're looking for, we can develop ways to shield our people and perhaps even use this knowledge against them. Preparing for the invasion, Captain Holt and his team were briefed on the new intelligence. The weight of their mission grew heavier, but so did their determination. "We need to protect our people," Holt said, his voice steady, "and we need to hit them where it hurts." Training intensified as they prepared for the inevitable confrontation. New recruits joined their ranks, each one aware of the stakes. Advanced weaponry and defensive measures were developed, incorporating the latest scientific breakthroughs. The calm before the storm. As the days passed, a tense calm settled over Earth. The skies were watched with wary eyes, every movement in space carefully tracked. In the quiet moments, families clung to each other, drawing strength from their unity. Sarah, now fully recovered, joined Holt's team. Her experience had forged an unbreakable resolve within her. "I won't let them take anyone else," she vowed, her eyes reflecting the fire in her soul. The first strike. The Aryans struck without warning, their ships descending upon Earth with terrifying speed. Alarms blared as defensive systems activated. The night sky lit up with the brilliance of battle, energy blasts and explosions painting a grim tableau. Captain Holt led his team into the fray, their movements synchronized and deadly. "Remember your training," he shouted over the din. "We fight for our home, for our people." Sarah fought beside him, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and exhilaration. She fired her weapon with precision, each shot a defiant stand against the invaders. Unleashing potential. In the midst of the chaos, Dr. Carter monitored the battle from the command center. Her eyes widened as she observed something extraordinary. Some of the human fighters were displaying enhanced abilities, faster reflexes, greater strength, uncanny precision. "It's happening," she whispered. "Their stress and adrenaline are unlocking their potential." She quickly relayed her findings to the field commanders. "Focus on those displaying abilities. Protect them and push them to their limits." Turning the tide. As the battle raged on, humanity's newfound strengths began to turn the tide. The Aryans, unprepared for this development, faltered. Captain Holt's team pressed the advantage, driving the invaders back. Reynolds, still aboard the enemy mothership, seized the opportunity to sabotage their systems. Explosions rocked the ship from within, adding to the chaos. "For Earth," he muttered, planting the final charge before making his escape. The aftermath. The Aryans retreated, their ships fleeing into the void. Earth's defenders stood victorious, their faces a mix of relief and exhaustion. Captain Holt surveyed the battlefield, his heart swelling with pride. "We did it," he said softly. "We held them off." Dr. Carter approached, her excitement barely contained. "This is just the beginning," she said. "We have so much more to learn, so much potential to unlock." A new hope. In the days that followed, Earth prepared for the next phase of the war. They had tasted victory, but they knew the battle was far from over. Research continued, defenses were strengthened, and the people of Earth stood united. Captain Holt and his team remained vigilant, ready for whatever came next. They had faced the storm and emerged stronger. The Aryans had learned a valuable lesson. Humanity was not to be underestimated. The galaxy watched as the conflict unfolded, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those fighting for their home. The war for survival had begun, but hope burned bright in the hearts of humanity. A rising threat. The silent preparations. The victory brought a brief respite, but Earth's defenders knew the Aryans would return, more determined and prepared. In the subterranean command center, the council reconvened. General Anderson's voice was firm as he addressed the assembled leaders. "We have to stay one step ahead. Dr. Carter, your research into our hidden potential is our best hope." Dr. Carter nodded, her expression serious. "We need to identify more individuals with these abilities and understand how to trigger and control them. Time is of the essence." Training the gifted. Lieutenant Sarah Mitchell, now a symbol of resilience, was among the first to be tested for these latent abilities. She stood in the advanced training facility, surrounded by scientists and soldiers alike. "We're going to push you to your limits," Dr. Carter explained. "We need to understand what triggers your enhanced capabilities." Sarah nodded, determination etched on her face. The training was grueling, pushing her physically and mentally. As the days turned into weeks, more individuals were identified and brought into the program. Their abilities varied, each one a potential key to humanity's survival. The hidden base, meanwhile, deep in the uncharted regions of space, the Aryans regrouped. Lu stood before the Council of Warlords, his tentacles twitching with impatience. "We cannot afford another failure," he hissed. "Our research must continue, but we need to be more strategic." The warlords nodded, their reptilian eyes glinting with determination. "We will strike when they least expect it," one growled. "And this time, we will not fail." The espionage mission. Back on Earth, Lieutenant Alex Reynolds received new orders. He was to infiltrate the Aryan ranks once more, this time to gather intelligence on their next move. "You're our best operative," General Anderson told him. "We need to know what they're planning and stop them before they strike again." Reynolds nodded, slipping into his covert gear. The mission was risky, but he had no doubts about its necessity. With a final salute, he departed, disappearing into the darkness of space. The breakthrough. In the labs, Dr. Carter and her team made a significant breakthrough. "We've identified the genetic markers," she announced to the council. "With this knowledge, we can develop a serum to enhance and control these abilities." General Anderson looked impressed. "How soon can we start?" "We're ready for trials," Carter replied, "but we need volunteers." The willing volunteers. Captain James Holt and his team stepped forward, their resolve unwavering. "We'll do it," Holt said. "Anything to give us an edge." The serum trials began under strict supervision. The volunteers experienced intense physical and mental challenges, but the results were promising. Enhanced strength, agility, and cognitive abilities emerged, transforming them into formidable warriors. The rising tide. As the newly enhanced soldiers trained, Reynolds infiltrated the Aryan base. He moved with caution, gathering critical information. One night, he overheard a crucial conversation. "We attack in 3 days," Lu declared. "This time, we'll bring Earth to its knees." Reynolds transmitted the intel back to Earth, his heart racing. The countdown had begun. The defensive strategy. Armed with the new information, Earth's leaders sprang into action. General Anderson outlined the defensive strategy. "We'll use their aggression against them. Set traps and ambush points. Make them pay for every inch." Captain Holt and his enhanced team prepared for the impending assault. Sarah Mitchell, now a seasoned fighter, felt a mix of anticipation and dread. "We won't let them take our home," she vowed. The invasion. The Aryan fleet descended upon Earth, their ships darkening the skies. The initial attack was fierce, but Earth's defenses held strong. The traps and ambush points decimated the first wave of invaders, but the Aryans pressed on. Captain Holt's team engaged the enemy with newfound vigor, their enhanced abilities turning the tide. Sarah moved with lightning speed, her strikes precise and deadly. Holt's leadership was unshakable, guiding his team through the chaos. The final confrontation. In the midst of battle, Holt received a distress call. Reynolds had been discovered and was in imminent danger. "We have to save him," Sarah insisted. "He's one of us." Holt nodded, rallying his team. "Let's bring him home." They fought their way to the heart of the Aryan base, where Reynolds was held captive. Lu stood over him, a cruel smile on his face. "You're too late," he taunted. "This planet will be ours." "Not if we have anything to say about it," Holt retorted, his weapon aimed at Lu. A fierce battle erupted. Holt's team fought with every ounce of strength, their enhanced abilities giving them an edge. Lu was a formidable opponent, but together they managed to overpower him. Reynolds was freed, and they fought their way back to the shuttle. The retreat. The Arians, now leaderless and disoriented, began to retreat. Earth's defenders cheered as the enemy ships fled, victory within their grasp. Captain Holt and his team returned to the command center, their spirits high but their bodies weary. "We did it," Sarah said, her voice filled with relief. "We protected our home." A new era. The victory marked a turning point. The knowledge gained from the conflict led to advancements in technology and medicine. Earth was more united than ever, ready to face any future threats. Dr. Carter continued her research, unlocking more of humanity's potential. Captain Holt and his team remained vigilant, always prepared for the next challenge. The galaxy watched in awe as humanity rose to meet the stars, stronger and more determined than ever. The battle for survival had only just begun, but hope burned brighter than before. Shadows and light. Hidden threats. Despite the peace agreement, not all was well. In the dark corners of the galaxy, a new threat emerged. Dissident factions within the Aryan ranks, unhappy with the truce, conspired to reignite the conflict. These rogue elements, led by a ruthless commander named Vaxer, sought to undermine the fragile peace. On Earth, vigilance was the order of the day. General Anderson and Captain Holt knew that peace was a delicate balance, easily disrupted. Dr. Carter and her team continued their work, not only enhancing human capabilities, but also developing technologies to detect and counter potential threats. The rogue element. Vaxer, a cunning and ruthless Aryan, despised the peace agreement. He believed in Aryan supremacy and viewed the truce as a betrayal. In secret, he rallied like-minded warriors and gathered resources for a new offensive. His plan was simple: destabilize Earth and the Galactic Council, forcing a return to open conflict. Vax's spies infiltrated Earth, sowing discord and gathering intelligence. Their goal was to strike when Earth was most vulnerable, hitting key targets to cripple its defenses. A call for unity. As tensions simmered, the Galactic Council called for a summit, inviting leaders from Earth and other member worlds to discuss ongoing security concerns. Ambassador Salvor played a crucial role, using their diplomatic skills to foster cooperation and unity. Captain Holt and his team were once again at the forefront, representing Earth. The summit, held on the serene planet of Ilaria, was a chance to strengthen alliances and build a cohesive strategy against rogue threats. During the summit, Holt met leaders from diverse worlds, each with unique perspectives and technologies. Bonds were formed, and a spirit of collaboration took root. However, Holt remained wary, knowing that Vax's forces could strike at any moment. The ambush. Vax's forces chose their moment well. As the summit reached its peak, they launched a coordinated attack on Earth's key installations and the Galactic Council's headquarters on Ilaria. Explosions rocked the serene planet, and chaos ensued. Captain Holt, Sarah, and their team sprang into action. With the summit under attack, they had to protect the delegates and repel Vax's forces. Holt's enhanced team moved with precision, their training and enhancements giving them an edge in the fierce battles that erupted. Sarah fought valiantly, her abilities saving countless lives. Her agility and strength were unmatched, but even she felt the strain of the relentless assault. "We need to hold the line," she shouted to Holt over the din of battle. "We can't let them break through." The turning tide. Despite the initial shock, Earth and its allies rallied. General Anderson coordinated defense efforts, directing reinforcements and counterattacks. The Galactic Council's forces, though taken by surprise, fought back with determination. Holt's team managed to secure the summit delegates, moving them to a safer location or continuing to fend off Vax's warriors. The battle raged on, but slowly, the tide began to turn. Earth's defenders, bolstered by their allies, pushed back the invaders. In the heat of the conflict, Holt confronted Vaxer. The two warriors faced off in a brutal duel, their respective skills and enhancements clashing in a deadly dance. Vax's fury drove him, but Holt's determination to protect his world and allies gave him the edge. With a final decisive strike, Holt defeated Vaxa, ending the immediate threat. The rogue Aryans, leaderless and demoralized, was swiftly rounded up by the combined forces of Earth and the Galactic Council. A new resolve. The aftermath of the ambush left a profound impact on all involved. The summit's attendees, once wary of each other, now saw the necessity of unity and cooperation. The attack had shown that peace was fragile and that only through collective effort could they ensure a secure future. Ambassador Salvor addressed the summit. "We have faced a great threat and emerged stronger. Let this be a reminder that our unity is our strength. Together, we can overcome any challenge." Strengthening bonds. The experience forged stronger bonds between Earth and its allies. Collaborative projects were initiated, focusing on shared security, technological advancements, and cultural exchange. Dr. Carter's research gained new insights from alien technologies, further enhancing human capabilities. Captain Holt and his team became symbols of resilience and hope, their actions inspiring others across the galaxy. Lieutenant Sarah Mitchell continued her role as both a warrior and a diplomat, bridging gaps and fostering understanding between species. A brighter future. With the immediate threats neutralized, humanity looked to the future with renewed optimism. The Galactic Council, now more unified than ever, worked tirelessly to maintain peace and stability. Earth's place among the stars was secured, its people ready to face whatever lay ahead. As the sun set on a day of hard-won victories, Captain Holt stood with his team, gazing at the stars. "We've come a long way," he said, his voice filled with pride and determination. "And there's still so much more to do." Sarah smiled, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "Together, we can achieve anything." The journey continues. The story of Earth and its allies was far from over. The galaxy, vast and full of mysteries, awaited their exploration and discovery. Challenges would come, but with courage, unity, and unwavering resolve, humanity was ready to carve its destiny among the stars. And so, with hearts full of hope and eyes set on the horizon, they ventured forth, embracing the endless possibilities of the universe. The journey had just begun, and the future shone brightly with the promise of new adventures and uncharted frontiers. Echoes of the future. Rebuilding and renewal. In the aftermath of the battle, the process of rebuilding began. Earth and its allies worked tirelessly to repair the damage inflicted by Vax's forces. Cities were restored, and new defenses were erected, stronger and more advanced than before. The Galactic Council also implemented new measures to prevent such threats from arising again. Captain Holt and his team were hailed as heroes, their bravery and skill celebrated across the galaxy. Yet, they remained humble, focused on their mission to protect and explore the vast unknown. New alliances. The recent conflict had brought many species closer together, forging new alliances and strengthening existing ones. Joint training exercises were held, and technology exchanges became commonplace. Earth's scientists collaborated with alien counterparts, creating innovations that benefited all. Dr. Carter's research into human potential continued to evolve, incorporating alien technologies to unlock new capabilities. The enhanced soldiers of Holt's team became a model for future forces, blending human ingenuity with extraterrestrial advancements. Exploration and discovery. With peace restored, the focus shifted to exploration. The Galactic Council launched initiatives to chart uncharted territories and uncover the secrets of the universe. Earth's explorers, including Holt and his team, were at the forefront of these missions. One such mission took them to the edge of the galaxy, where they discovered remnants of an ancient civilization. The artifacts and technology found their promised to unlock new mysteries and provide insights into the galaxy's past. A new threat emerges. As they delved deeper into the ancient ruins, Holt's team encountered signs of a new, unknown threat. Strange energy readings and cryptic messages hinted at a powerful force that once dominated the galaxy. This discovery set off alarms within the Galactic Council, reminding them that their work was far from over. Preparing for the unknown. Back on Earth, preparations began for the potential new threat. The Council initiated a comprehensive strategy, pooling resources and knowledge from all member worlds. Training programs intensified, and new technologies were rapidly developed to ensure they were ready for whatever lay ahead. Holt and his team, having proven their mettle time and again, were entrusted with leading the exploratory and defensive efforts. Their experiences had taught them the importance of readiness and adaptability. Unity in diversity. The new threat also brought a renewed sense of unity among the Galactic Council members. Differences were set aside as they faced the unknown together. Each species contributed their unique strengths and perspectives, creating a formidable alliance. Ambassador Salvor played a crucial role in maintaining this unity, using their diplomatic skills to resolve conflicts and foster cooperation. Under their guidance, the Council became more cohesive, ready to face the challenges of the future. The journey continues. As the galaxy prepared for the next chapter, Captain Holt reflected on their journey. They had come a long way, overcoming immense challenges and forging lasting bonds. The future was uncertain, but they faced it with hope and determination. "We faced the darkness and emerged stronger," Holt said, addressing his team. "We'll continue to explore, discover, and protect. Together, we can overcome any challenge." Sora, standing beside him, nodded. "The galaxy is vast, and there's so much more to see and learn. Let's make sure we're ready for whatever comes next." Embracing the unknown. With the preparations in place, Holt's team embarked on their next mission, venturing into the unknown once more. The galaxy was full of mysteries and dangers, but also endless possibilities. Their journey was far from over. As they explored new worlds and encountered new species, they carried with them the lessons of their past and the hope for a brighter future. A legacy of hope. The story of Earth and its allies became a beacon of hope throughout the galaxy. Their resilience and unity inspired others, proving that together they could achieve greatness. As they looked to the stars, they knew their journey would continue, filled with challenges and triumphs. And so, with hearts full of hope and eyes set on the horizon, they ventured forth, ready to embrace the future and all its possibilities. The galaxy awaited, and they were prepared to meet it, armed with courage, unity, and an unwavering resolve to protect and explore. The end of one chapter, the beginning of another. The tale of Captain Holt and his team was just one chapter in the ongoing saga of the galaxy. As they continued their journey, new heroes would rise, and new stories would be told. The future was a blank canvas, ready to be painted with the colors of their adventures. The galaxy, vast and full of mysteries, awaited their exploration. With each step, they forged a legacy of hope, unity, and discovery, ensuring that the spirit of humanity and its allies would shine brightly among the stars for generations to come.